outside expectations are really everybody else's thoughts. Standards are what internally we have to live up to. And I think our standards have raised, but it's not based off of, winning and losing the game. It's based off, do we bring positive, contagious energy to workouts or practice? Are we focused on the details? Are we gritty when things get tough? And can we be consistent in that approach every day?
The divisionless format now, and no SEC East and West, and just the top two teams go to the SEC championship. Do you think that works to your guys' benefit or disadvantage?
I'm not concerned whether it's an advantage or disadvantage. I'm just concerned with how we approach it. I had lunch with Carl Edwards, really in the middle of May, based off of this conversation, because I feel like now it's more like a NASCAR race. You're going to be running your own race, and you can't really be concerned with what's going on with any other car. You can't really concern yourself with how anybody else is driving, because there is no crossover scheduling. There is no crossover like their schedule versus, or they're going to play this team and then we're going to play this team. You really got to focus on yourself, and you got to focus on the task ahead of you. And for us, that's what 1-0 means. That's what this play philosophy means, and so we'll just continue to apply that.
Missouri hasn't come to Kyle Field since 2014. I don't believe you've coached there before. So just how much are you looking forward to that road trip, and kind of what do you anticipate the environment to be like?
I'm going to watch EA 25 and just see what it's like. That'll be the realistic we can get. Obviously, I have a tremendous amount of respect for the 12th man and understand the heritage and history of that program, and have heard the horror stories. I've heard about the press box shaking and how intimidating that place is going to be. And so obviously we're going to have our hands full. We're going to lean on the experience of playing in Athens. We're going to lean on the experience of playing in Neyland Stadium. And so, our guys have, Ben Griffin Hill Stadium, our guys have played in really tremendous environments in this league. And so we'll lean on those past experiences to help us prepare, but understand that, you're going to have to be at your best in order to give yourself an opportunity to win.
Sure, but looking back in the previous years, what were some of the key turning points in building your program to that point?
I think consistency in approach, unwavering in what you believe in. Core value, always compete, making sure that we had a competitive culture, never coming off of that, building trust and respect. You're only as good as the speed of trust that you can build within your team, and it took us some time to build that trust, and that was on me as the head coach. I wasn't consistent enough in how I did that, but I attribute a lot of it to the consistency of Ryan Russell and our athletic performance team, along with Liz Stewart and Zach Parker, and Mike Korowski, our first floor generals. Those people, whether it's nutrition, athletic training, equipment, they are consistent in their approach to dealing with our players, and they built the trust of an organization. They carried the message of the team room to each one of their areas, and I think that was a direct reflection last year. And when games got in critical situations, we didn't flinch. We had players who executed well under pressure, which is the hallmark of any successful football team. And obviously that was last year. So now we've got to replicate that this year. We got to put those guys in stressful situations and see who can manage their heartbeat and be consistent.
Since the expansion of the playoffs, what do you tell your players to kind of contain that excitement of the easier chance to make it to the playoffs?
Yeah, I don't know if easier is going to be the right word there. I think it's still going to be incredibly challenging because there's still so many scenarios that are going to play out. Obviously, the highest ranked conference champion from the group of five, obviously a P4 conference champion, and those teams do not have to be in the top 12. And so you're going to have some outside teams be able to knock some teams inside the 12 out. I think it's going to come back again to what I said earlier, which is every team is going to have to run their race. And you can't get caught up in looking at this team or that team, and if they lose to this, then that's going to put us here. You're going to have to uniquely focus on the challenge that lies ahead of you and do the very best you can with that challenge and run your race, present your time to the scorekeeper, and see where that puts you at the end.